Hey guys, what's up? This is coming from GNA today. So today is January 19th, 2021, and I was on YouTube this morning and ran across Taurus's page and saw that they announced a brand new Taurus TX22. They have now the Taurus TX22 competition, which in the model number, it's like TX22C 151 or whatever. So, probably just going to end up being the TX22C. C being for competition instead of generally what it is for compact, but this is going to be the competition model. There's going to be several differences. One difference is that on the standard TX22, there's a 4.1 inch barrel, and on the competition model, there's going to be a 5.25 inch barrel. So it's going to be a little bit longer than an inch more than the original one. Now, in the documentation, it says it's 5.25. In the promo video from Taurus's deal, it just says it's 5. So I don't know. I assume it probably is the 5.25. Also, the barrel, they said, is a bull barrel, and you can tell when you look at the manual for the thing, and I'll show you that in a second, but you can tell it is a fatter barrel, so it's got a bull barrel on it compared to this. The other crazy thing about it is that you'll see it that the slide is scooped out. It's a cutout slide. It's kind of like if this and this got together and had a baby, but the slide is scooped out and it removes weight from that. And the big thing about it is that it's got a place to mount a red dot, but the red dot does not mount to the slide. The red dot actually is going to mount to the top of the barrel. So on the top of the barrel, it's machined in where there's a little ridge right along the top, and it's got two holes in it, and you can put the little mounting plate on that. Well, there's a plate that you put on that, and then there's two other mounting plates to go on top of that to allow for different red dots, micro red dots. And what I noticed is in the manual, it shows that the original one, this model, and the new one, the competition one, weigh the exact same. So I guess they traded off, the slide weight for the barrel, for the heavier bull barrel. Although, again, the RMR is not going to go on the slide. It's actually going to mount to the actual barrel. So it's like this, where if on top of this barrel, if there was a place machined to actually mount the RMR right on top of the barrel. So that's the way that's going to work, which is definitely interesting. And, I definitely like that. I think that's very cool. Okay, so two advantages I thought of having the red dot mounted to the barrel. And I'm sure there could be some negatives that you could think of, but I think some positives is that, for one, on handguns, most of the time when you mount a red dot, you're mounting it to the slide, and so when the slide cycles, your red dot is moving back and forth, and so number one, you're having the impact of the slide going back and forth, so you don't have quite as much violence on the RMR, which it still is going to have some, but it's going to be way less. And then another benefit of that is that, it's not moving back and forth. It's staying stationary while the barrel is stationary. This is a fixed barrel design. So it's going to make follow-up shots a little bit quicker, where it's not, your dot's not shaking quite as much back and forth. Okay, the other advantage to it mounting to the barrel is that it's not mounting to the slide. And, that's obviously a problem that happens is whenever you mount an RMR to a slide, a lot of times it adds too much weight and the slide can't cycle properly. Well, since you're not putting the weight on the slide, you're not going to have that issue anymore. So it's going to, alleviate those kind of issues. From what I can tell, and I think the manual pretty much confirms this, that the frame, the trigger, the mags, all of that's going to be the exact same between these two. The only real difference is going to be in the slide and in the barrel. Although I didn't think about it, obviously the dust cover is going to have to be a little bit longer on. Okay, and it looks like, yeah, the dust cover is going to be the same length probably, and just the slide's going to stick out past that. Okay, so they say the MSRP of the competition model is going to be $484, where on this, on their website they show that the MSRP on the original one on this one is $316. So about $160, $170 more. I was looking on .deals and, just looking at the out of stock, listings, which that's out of stock everywhere. But the lowest one I saw was for $360, I think. And then tons of them were between $360 and $400. So, and I know, again, I've said this before, but a lot of times companies play games with that. They put really low numbers on there just so they'll show up in search results. But anyways, the street price is looking from $360, definite lowest, up to about $400. Okay, one thing I noticed in the literature is that with the new competition model, actually come with 3. I've got extra ones. The original one only come with 2 magazines, so the competition model will come with 3 magazines. Another good thing about the competition model is that, on the original one here, the barrel actually recesses, doesn't come all the way past the slide, and so you have to have this collar adapter. Well, on the competition model, the barrel comes all the way out past the slide, and so you're not going to need the collar adapter from what I assume. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you're not going to have that collar adapter. It's just the barrel's going to be directly threaded to 1/2 by 28. So I think that's a good thing, because it's a pain having to keep up with this and going back and forth and keeping up with the thread protector and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be easier to not have this collar adapter, I think. Okay, another thing is, and I don't know this for sure, but it sure looks like it in the promo pictures. So obviously on the original TX22, the guide rod is made from polymer. On the promo pictures for the competition model, if you look at it, it looks like it's shiny. And it definitely looks like it has a metal guide rod. And when you look at the manual, you can tell that they are 2 different guide rods. So this is the exploded view of the original TX22. And you can see there's the guide rod for it. And on the new one, and it just shows it for the upper, for the TX22 competition in the manual, you can see how the guide rod is definitely a different thing here. And on this one, it's got the ribs on it to make it stronger, since it's polymer. On this one, there's no ribs. So to me, that pretty much, it tells me also that this is probably going to be a steel or some kind of metal guide rod on this. So that's an upgrade also, I believe. Also, you can tell here at the end of the barrel how it's threaded. It's just, closer to the size of that barrel. I think that's direct threading to 1/2 by 28. Whereas here, you had to have this collar adapter. So I think that'll be a good thing there. The other thing is in the exploded view here, see how they have the lower and all the parts here? On this one, they don't have the lower or any of the parts. And what I think that implies is that, this definitely just goes on the same frame and all the lower parts. So I think that, that pretty much says for sure that the frame, the trigger, the magazine, all that's exactly the same between these 2. And so I've already seen some people on the, Taurus's promo video saying, well, can we just go to Taurus and just buy the slide and the barrel, which, these are not serialized parts. Okay, so here's the one plate that bolts directly to the top of the barrel. And then you have these different plates to accommodate for different RMRs. And what it shows here is it gives you the listing of this. So like if you have a Trigicon, it's going to take the 3 dots, which you can see like there, that's the 4 dots. So that would be the one for the Vortex Venom, Burst, Fast Fire, all of those. Now it says that there's only 2 of these adapter plates. So what I assume is that you flip it over and it'll have a different pattern, have these little nubs, different nubs. And then, the nubs on the side you're not using flips upside down and goes into those recesses right there. So I think that's what that's going to count for, because there's 1, 2, and I don't know why they didn't put these 2 together, because both of these use the one with 3 dots, the Trigicon and the Holosun. But anyways, I think that's probably what's going to happen is for one side, you're going to have that, flip it over, have it for something else. So that definitely looks cool to me, and I definitely am interested in picking one of these up. So I will be taking this Vortex Venom, mounting it onto that thing as soon as I can get one. Definitely am interested in grabbing one of those. Very cool. So be coming from Gina today. Thanks for watching.